Hey everyone, Miss Janine here. This week we are in week 5 and we'll be looking at chapters 10 and 11. And again, chapters I really like, so I don't want to say these are my favorite, but they're ones that I think you'll like too. Probably seem like a refresher on some of the things we'll be looking at, but they bring it back into organizational psychology, some of the things. So you'll be looking at affect, moods, emotions. The one I really think is probably be a new term for many of you is emotional labor over on page 304. And it talks about surface acting and so take a look at that. And emotion regulation, emotional intelligence, emotional contagion, tendency for individuals to synchronize their emotions with others in their environment, experiencing and expressing another's emotions, whether consciously or unconsciously. This is that one where that one toxic person can just send everybody toxic. It's like that bad seed just of negativity. Oh, why do we have to do this? Blah, 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 blah. Or it can be you have the positive Polly, and she just brings, or he, positive Paul, brings sunshine and happiness and positive energy to the workplace and influences the emotions. So think about the emotional contagion, and I might be saying it wrong, but we've all probably can think of examples of that. And then over on 306, 307, we look at job attitudes and job satisfaction. And I want you to really think about, does job satisfaction, the degree of pleasure an employee derives from his or her job, does it really matter, and why? How many people just go to work and do what's required to put food on the table? They don't love it. I think I know the demographics of the class, so I will say, I would gather about 75% of the class had worked at a job they did not like to put food on the table, to do what was required. And the only other reason I say the other 25, because you're also young, you have maybe not had the pressure yet to do something like that. But think about how that impacts the workplace. Some other things. We look at employee turnover over on 310, 311. Really great stuff. Over on 311, they say practical implications is that if you like your job, you're more likely to make extra effort needed to get to work than if you're dissatisfied. Think about, again, you probably have the co-workers who always called in sick. Oh, I got a cough. I can't come in. But then you have the other one who's literally vomiting in the trash can at their desk and you can't get them to go home. So we look at commitment. And why is that important? Again, it costs money to train. Employee engagement, burnout, organizational justice. And these are all just, again, in Chapter 10, I could keep going on. We look at cyber aggression, that counterproductive work behavior, cyber aggression, hostile or aggressive behavior at the workplace that occurs through electronic media. That could be, now this one it's talking about, it occurs at the workplace. But you may see something similar of the bullying or the nastiness on Facebook or social media. But you need to really look at that and think about, well, how do you control that? Is that why you have no privacy with electronic devices supplied by the company, whether it's email or text messaging? So you're going to have to be more savvy on that. And I'm trying to think how to wrap it up. I had a student one time accuse a whole group. I had this one row of sailors, and they were just wonderful little darlings. I really enjoyed the entire class, but they were particularly just energetic, fun, comical, great group. But this woman who was just always picking a fight with everybody. You know, there's ways to discuss and disagree. No, she attacked, and like they were scared of her. They're like, can we search her bag? She's going to kill us all. But she accused them of sexting her, of one of them sexting her. Now she was like 80 million years old. And I said, well, can I see the number so I can report it? Oh, well, it was from a friend's phone. It wasn't through their own phone. And I mean, that's just very vicious. So I told her to go home. I would address, behavior with the class, whatnot. But she was scary. And that was a classroom situation. And they actually, when I was talking to them about it, they're like, finally, like after 5 minutes, one says, you're being serious, aren't you? You're not like joking that I said, no, I am serious. You need to watch your back. I think you need to let your command know. I will let the school know. And no, you got to protect yourself from that. So think about if you were the one in the position, how are you going to protect? The other one they talk about in here is psychological contract, the implied exchange relationship that exists between an employee and an organization. What might be implied or maybe even said during a job interview or in the job announcement that the person has, I'm coming in to do this or to do that. These are the agreements. This is what's going to happen. So take a look at that. And then we move on to workplace psychological health. And again, interesting chapter, talks about positive psychology, workplace stressors. And again, physical stress, task-related stress, role, social, work schedule, career-related, traumatic events, stressful change. I mean, we're seeing all kinds of people on social media just boo-hoo-hooing and can't handle stress right now. And I just want to reach through the computer and slap them and say, buck up, be more resilient. Something's going on. There's a shift. We see students who don't want to take a midterm because of the election results. All of this impacts, absorb it. We'll be looking at flexible work hours, flexible work schedules, shift work. Again, some of this is somewhat a little recap of Gen Psych, but don't dismiss it. Keep looking at it. Alcohol and drug abuse in the workplace. You'll be looking at an article for your online portion and looking at that. We'll talk about child labor, exploitation. I'm not sure if you realize here in North Carolina, the sex trafficking is huge. I did not know that, but read that with an open mind and look forward to seeing you in the classroom. Great. I can't stress it enough. Watch the videos I prepared. They're there if you are more of an auditory learner. There's videos for you to cover some of these things. But come to class prepared to discuss, to really engage. Don't leave it up to only 1 or 2 people to have read the assignments and carry the class, okay? I know we got, holiday weekend, but this is an investment in you. The information in this book you will carry for a lifetime into the workplace. It will make you more valuable as an employee, as a manager, supervisor. So please read the assignments. Take them seriously. And be sure you bring a current event or article, peer-reviewed journal article to class. Have an amazing day, and I will see you on Monday in the classroom. Bye-bye.